Hello, it's the IT Guys 99 here, and welcome to our Christmas special. Today we're going to be making a program which will create our Christmas tree like this in our command line in both Python and Java. So let's get started using Python. This is what we're aiming for. So to start off with, we need to know how many lines our user wants their Christmas tree to be. So we're going to start by saying our variable lines is going to be equal to the user input. And then we need to write a nice prompt. So, how big do you want your Christmas tree to be? And that lets us know how big we need our Christmas tree to be. The next thing we need to work out is how long our bottom line is going to be. So, this line here. I'm going to call this length. And I'm going to say that this length is going to be the user input, so our number of lines, times 2, take away 1. And then the final thing we need to work out before we start printing this out is how many spaces we need at the start here. And our number of spaces is going to be this. So spaces is going to be the length minus 1. And we're going to divide by 2. And that should give us the things that we need. Right, so we're now going to type I equals 1 to start. We're going to create a while loop to print out our Christmas tree. So we start by typing while. We're going to do I is less than or equal to the number of lines. Then we tab in. And then while it's doing this, we're going to have to print. And then the first thing we need to do is print a space. We need to print this several times. So we're going to print the star. And we're going to do this as spaces minus 1 plus I times. The minus 1 and the plus I is so that when we start, we get the right number of spaces for I equals 1. And then we add to it so that we get less and less. No, it's minus I plus 1. Sorry, got that the wrong way around. So that we get less and less spaces as we get further down our Christmas tree. Then I'm going to put a comma, put our speech marks, and put a star. So we're then going to multiply this by 2i minus 1. Because that will tell us how many we want in our row of the Christmas tree. For example, the second row has 3 stars. I would be 2, so 2i is 4, minus 1 gives us our 3 stars. Then what we have to do is click I equals I plus 1. That should be our code working. So let's come to our command prompt. Type Python Christmas tree.py. Ooh, I've missed a star out here. And again, and we'll make our Christmas tree 20 lines long, and there's our Christmas tree. So, now let's look at Java.
I'm going to be showing you how to draw a Java Christmas tree. Depends on the lines in which you type for it to use. So, first of all, you're going to need to import the scanner, which I've already done at the top here, using import and then java.util.scanner with a capital S. So now let's start. In your main class, we're going to need to declare a scanner. So if we type scanner, scan, or if you want to declare something else, that's fine. This is a variable scan for scanner itself, equals new scanner. And then in brackets, system.in. Then a semicolon at the end. So now we've got our scanner. We need to tell the user what they're typing. So system.out.print, not print line. Just delete the line afterwards. Save yourself a bit of time. And then in there, what do we want? How big is your Christmas tree? With the T. So now we've got that. We're going to go on to a new line, and we're going to declare x as an integer, so int x, and we're going to make that equal to the scanner, so scan dot next capital I int there for us. And with that, we're also gonna need to create the for loop. We're gonna have a total of 3 of them, 1 outer and 2 inner loops. So if we start the outer loop with for, and in brackets int I equals 0 semicolon, then we're gonna want I to continue the loop until it's while it's less than x, and then we're going to need to have it add 1 to itself each time. Curly brackets and new space line. So now we're going to need the first for loop, inner for loop, with int j equals 0 semicolon, and then we're going to need to do j is less than x, so until while j is less than x, and then j plus plus, and underneath that one, without any curly brackets, we're going to do system dot out dot print line, and in there we're going to have just a space. Sorry, not print line, just print. And then below that one, we're going to do another for loop, final one, which in the for loop brackets, we're going to do int j again, k, int k equals 0, and then while k is less than, and then in brackets, 2 times I plus 1. And then plus 1 to k. Then without any curly brackets, go on to a new line. And what we're going to do is system dot out dot print, not print line. There it is. And in there, we're going to do, in quotation marks, a asterisk. And then below that, we're going to do system dot out dot print line. So now we've messed up the Christmas tree, and I have just tried it again. Let's try it again, shall we? So now it's messed up that way. I've just realised that I've got the x minus I up here. So x minus I. Now that should fix any bugs we have. If I do 5, there we go, all fixed. Now we have a working Christmas tree with any amount of lines in which you wish to enter. So if I type 10 here, it'll now do 10 lines for the Christmas tree. Thank you for watching. This has been Sean from the IT Guys 99, and Jack did the Python one. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you all.